Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. You get what you pay for with Robert Brown. So I did do the replacement washer video yesterday, and I used my knife all day yesterday, and it actually got smoother and smoother and smoother. So I'm happy to report that it worked, and now I'm going to do the replacement on the defective washer in the WE Black Void Opus. This knife right here is really easy. It's just got the two pieces of hardware, but at the same time it's not, because it's got shouldered pieces back here, and of course the pivot D shape. You need to apply pressure, downward force when you're reassembling it to keep that pivot in place. Again, that's my 2 cents. And this one here rocks, so it's kind of tricky when you put it back together. I'm hoping that the washer is right on top and I didn't bury it on the bottom, but we'll find out. So I will go ahead and take this first one out. I Loctited this one last time I took it apart. So I took it apart because it was having an issue, and discovered that the washer was defective. And just like the StarHawk, I reached out to WE, and they sent me washers. And hopefully you can see that okay. I know the shadows are not so good. Okay, so this is just a pocket clip, and see, it's a long ass screw going all the way through there. Okay, so we're gonna pop this baby off. It's coming slowly. It's like, wow, it's so tight in there. I'm going to take that off camera so you don't have to watch me fool around with it. Okay, now this knife is up here in the pivot. It is very, very tight. The way that the pivot fits into this side of the handle, it's very tight. So you got to be gentle, and it'll definitely come off with some wiggling. Now, I guess I'm going to take this all apart and clean it. Well, maybe I don't. Let's just see if this is the defective washer here on top. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. There you go. And yes, maybe no. Yep, that's it. There it is. It's so hard to see on camera, but oops, just dropped that. That's not candy. Okay, so let me see if I can get this in camera for you. It's literally, oh, I'm gonna grab it with some tweezers. Okay, so I've got the washer here in tweezers, and right there you can almost see that the washer has become a D shape, or started off as a D shape or something, but it's not round. Right above where the tweezers are grabbing it, it turns to a D shape. So that was definitely not helping the thing open and close. So now I get to just put the fresh new washer in there, and hopefully it performs better. So I'll do that and see how it goes. Alright, here's the new washer, and I am just going to put a tiny bit more lube on the actual pivot, because it seems like there's enough lube in there. Maybe I'll put a little tiny lube right in the detent. Oh, there's way too much lube right there for sure. Sorry, my dog is very loud when she gets up. I need to just dab a little bit of that, dab a little bit of that out of there. Speak English there. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to pop in the new washer on top of there. And okay, so hopefully they're the same dimensions. They look like they're the same dimensions. So now I'm going to do the finicky part, and I'm going to put it all back together, and once I get the fidgety part done, I'll show you where I'm at. Okay, so I think the fidgety part is over. You just kind of keep pressure on the main pivot. By pushing down on the table, I'm pushing equally on the top piece of the handle, because you have the shouldered spacer in the back. So I made sure that the two shoulders were seating, and then the pivot was seating at the same time. So you do it slowly. Excuse me. And then just add a little Loctite back to your main. Alright, so we got some Loctite on there, and the Loctite, you can just snug up your pivot. Now I'm doing both these, tightening both of these a little bit at a time, not snug until I know that the pivot is seated. So they're just barely tight, and then you gotta go check your pivot. And this one's a dome because the design is rounded, but it is flush around the edges, so that's definitely seated properly. And then you gotta check back here to see if you're seated properly. The two shoulders shouldered into the back of the handle and the front of the handle, or top and bottom, whatever you want to call it. And then once those are seated, you're good. Loctite your hardware, and then you can proceed to just snug. That's it, because the Loctite will do the job. So let's make sure it works. There we go. No blade play. Oh, look at that. It is falling a lot better and opening better. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Helps not to have defective washers in there. Magic. Alright. Thanks, Wii, for sending the washers. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Hopefully this is informative and helps anybody who has to take apart their Black Opus. Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a good day.